Hello, Divas, Diamonds, and Dolls. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Femininity with Momma Gail. Today, let's talk about building a man. And you're probably saying, Momma Gail, how are we going to build a man? A man is stubborn. You can't build no man. You know men don't listen to no woman. Blah, blah, blah. This, that, and the other. Sweetie, calm down. We are going to build a man from past experience. I am speaking mostly to single women. At the end or towards the end, I will get into women who are in relationships and has a man who they are married to. We'll talk about that type of building. But right now, I want to talk about building a man in the sense of using your past relationships. We have all been on dates and in relationships and things where we have some great things that we can pull out of baby daddies, out of men we've spent 3, 5, 7 years we think that's wasted of our lives with, men that we have just had a few dates with, had great qualities about them. In having these great qualities, we are going to use those qualities to script, to write the vision, to build the man that we want, that we are believing for, that we are praying for, that we are asking the universe for, whatever your belief is. Momma Gail has been on several great dates, relationships, and encounters. Get you a piece of paper and write down the good out of about 4 or 5 gentlemen that you have been out with. I'll start. My ex-husband, we'll call him Jay. Jay was raised in a household where the man paid all the bills. I had little minor bills to pay, like cable and public service, but everything, car note, house, everything, big bills, he paid all the bills. Anything extra came in, he paid all the bills. So the 2 little rinky-dink little responsibilities that I had working, I was able to keep the majority of my money. There was no half and half because he felt like, and he was raised where the man takes care of the household. Sure, I bought food, things of that nature, but most of my money went to me. That was a great quality about him. It wasn't a requirement for me because I'm used to taking care of myself, but it was the quality that he had that I respected, appreciated, and that he showed diligence. We were never late for anything. Like, he really kept up on what it is that he needed to do to be the responsible man that he was raised to be. That goes on my list. During this feminine journey, because I was masculine as anything when I was married. After my marriage, I switched over, transitioned into the feminine journey. I've been on several dates. This one gentleman, the first gentleman that I went out with on this feminine journey, his name, we're going to say K. K took me out several times. He treated me like the world revolved around me. When I tell you a masculine gentleman, he got dressed, suited up, which he loves to dress anyway. He's masculine. He's a masculine man who loves to, flaunt his masculinity. He dresses very well, but anywho, we would go out. He would open doors and do all the things that a masculine man, that any gentleman should do anyway. But he made me feel like the world, like I was in the center of the world and everything else was just revolving around me. He made me feel like a queen. The way he touched me in areas, he knew the sensitive places for a gentleman to touch a woman without being disrespectful. Walking in heels. Momma Gail, love her some good stilettos. Walking in heels, going upstairs, things of that nature. He made sure that he was there to hold my back, hold my hand and walk me up the stairs like a gentleman. Now you're probably saying, oh, I get treated like this all the time. Momma Gail came out of masculine, hard, aggressive energy. So she was not used to anyone showing her this type of love, respect, or treating her anything other than how she was acting before. So transitioning into this femininity, he was the first gentleman that I encountered who really treated me and showed me that I was on the right path of being a lady, being feminine, flowing in my feminine energy. He flipped me back a couple of times with the way that he treated me on dates, even when we went out to get ice cream. He was always well dressed, very respectable, well mannered, things of that nature. Put that on the list. The next gentleman, we're going to call him, actually this gentleman was, I work at a college, and it wasn't a date or anything. It was just that I encountered him. Masculine energy, that pull, that polarity was, woo, that thing flipped me back because I didn't know what it was that was happening. Only thing I knew was that I was in full feminine energy and feeling that drawing, that pulling, that was pulling out that masculine energy, that respect. I mean, the guy, he's a fine gentleman, smell good, always dressed like the gentleman, like the professor that he is. But it wasn't so much the look, the smell, the position or anything of that nature. It was the pull of his masculine energy that really captured my attention. And I didn't know what that feeling was, but that polarity, it was so real. The pull was so real between the masculine and the feminine. It was the first time I felt that. I want to feel that again. The respect, the level of respect, just seeing him made me respect him because of his position, a masculine authority. And I don't mean in not respecting a woman and thinking that somebody has to bow down to him. Very respectable gentleman, conversation just beautiful. Add that to the list. The last gentleman that I'm going to add to the list is C. C is a well-respected gentleman. He also put me in a place where when I was with him, always made me feel like a queen. The world revolved around me, cooked for me, invited me over, never tried to overstep his boundaries in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Conversation stimulated my mind, brought me places to think about things in a different way. Always a perfect gentleman. Add that to my list. Now, these things that I pull from each one of these gentlemen, I'm building a man because I want these attributes, characteristics, blessings, whatever you want to call them. I want my man that's coming to me to have. I add on other things: faithfulness, loyalty, love, respectable, responsible, things of that nature. You get the gist. To add to this building of this man, the gentleman that you have on your list, you add on more. If you want a certain complexion, a certain race, a certain height, be strategic in what it is that you are asking God or the universe, whatever you call him, for. As you script, be strategic. As you write the vision, be strategic. You're calling these things in. See it. See yourself already there. See yourself already with him. See yourself already building him up. See how he is treating you. He's already in your space, already in your atmosphere. So as you are calling him forward, you are calling him, seeing him. Now, the Bible talks about these two brothers, Ishmael and Isaac. Ishmael came before Isaac. Ishmael wasn't the promised child. Isaac was. So with Isaac being the promised child, I'm saying to you, before you get this man that you have built, there's a cheap copy that's going to come along. And when he comes, he may fool you and look like the real thing if you don't pay attention to everything that you have on this list. Because when he comes, he's going to come looking like, acting like, smelling like everything that you saw, envisioned, smelled, things of that nature, this gentleman being. But there are going to be some things that he doesn't quite add up to. Pay attention. And when you pay attention to those things, don't compromise and say, oh, it took me 4 years to manifest this man, and it took me this long to get him, and blah, blah, and I'm going to hold on to him. You're going to miss your blessing. One thing about God, one thing about the universe, when you ask for something, you are going to be blessed above and beyond what it is that you ask for, because you don't know all the things that you should ask for as you ought to. So in being patient and waiting and receiving the blessing, the gift, the manifestation of what it is that you have called for, make sure that you don't get the cheap copy instead of the original by compromising and settling just because you received the first thing that came along. Manifest, build, write the vision, build the man, see him before you get him, single woman. Now, for all those who are already in relationships and you're married, you've been married 5, 10, 15, 20 years, the change comes in building a man. You must change, because a man is stubborn. He's not going to change. You could tell him what you don't like all you want to. Use your feminine energy. Transition into your feminine journey. Become somebody better, somebody greater, somebody different. Become somebody new to him. Respect him. Appreciate him. Say yes, honey, when you want to cuss him out and do whatever it is that he's asking you to do. The change starts in you. And when you change and rebuild you, he'll change. Because now he has to respect, or he's going to want to respect who you are becoming or who you have chosen to be. Because you've changed some things. He's going to change some things. Yeah. Men don't hear what you say when you nag him. When you show him something different, you can build him and build him up by the change in you. He's going to start asking you questions. What's wrong with you? What you up to? Why you answer me like that? Oh, what you get dressed and walk around the house looking like a doll, beautified. Go out with your girls and change up some things a little bit. Where you going? Why you looking like that? You got to go get dressed to go with Monica to the ball looking like that? He's going to pay attention. And in that paying attention, you are not changing a man, but you are building him and bringing him to a place where, because you have changed and decided to respect him and see him in a different way and treat him a different way, and you become radiant in your feminine energy, you also use scripting, writing the vision. You also use manifesting, seeing him the way that you want him to be without nagging him to become what it is that you want or need him to be. Change starts in you. And you can build this beautiful relationship with this beautiful man that you have built because you chose to treat him, to respect him, to love him in a different way. There's no such thing as we can't build a man. You can build a man. Do what Momma Gail said. Momma Gail's building. And when I introduce you to my boo, you're going to know that this is the joker that Momma Gail built. This is Femininity with Momma Gail. Feel free to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Have a blessed day, divas, diamonds, and dolls.